What you don't change, you choose. You have every opportunity and option to make whatever adjustment is necessary to address the issues that are causing this to be so complicated. But what you won't win, you lose. And that's not the win that is a victory. That it's the win that is needed, necessary, and now the win that is required and relative to what is your responsibility and should be the response to you doing what is right. The win is what determines whether you are worth the way you have to take this for it to be what you said it was going to be. Your weather is what affects your ability to navigate the journey, the forecast, the storms, the conditions. For example, if you continue to think the worst, that is exactly what this will be like. And when you don't choose or take into consideration that you don't have anything outside of what you are able to carry and take by your own power without a push or a pull from anyone or anything outside of yourself, then you end up blaming and accusing all the world on the outside of ruining the world within you. And you find yourself unfulfilled, unsettled, unsatisfied, unorganized, unreasonable, and under the impression that someone other than you is going to untie the strings that have you bound to being under the spell of a far less than spectacular way of living. But the only way for you to get free will be for you to free yourself. And unless you begin the process of processing, you won't know how to begin to. What is the point of you pointing fingers when the point of that, whatever that was that it was what had to have happened so that you would hear or see or do exactly what you had to? You say that you had plans and intentions and ideas about taking care of your business, but the reality is that you didn't take care of it. Not until you had to. And so it took that hurt. It took that pain, that tragedy, that lie, that loss, living that way. It took all of that just for you to see that you were meant for something, someone, or somewhere bigger, better, and more about the business of building your future than you only being broken and living beneath the bar that you set for yourself. That is where you've been, but you were not benefiting. Because back there, that was not where you needed to be. And again, if you ain't changing it, then you are choosing it. You can complain and be extremely critical of the conditions and complications of your consequences, but the fact of the matter is that if you ain't careful, you're going to get comfortable. And that thing that should be catalyst to you overcoming your challenges, it will be your calling card because it's what you claim, and therefore you'll be using it to justify you not jumping ship, you not getting and being your own justice, you having to be adjudicated by a judge and a jury, all because you wouldn't make an adjustment. If you don't pay now, you are going to pay later, and you are going to have to pay a whole lot more. So pay attention to what all of that was, and you'll see that it was meant. It was meant for you to not so that you know what you needed to do so that you could. But you were never going to get up and out of that place or position unless you were forced to. And so all of that happened so that you would. So that you would stop it. Stop doing it. Stop believing it or stop seeing it the way that you allowed and accepted, the way that you had been. Change, it comes as a result of you taking a chance. And chances, you cannot act like you have not had them. But you didn't take them because you were taking your time, taking the scenic route, taking every way but the way you knew you were supposed to take, just trying to hold on to something that you didn't even have, that you were afraid to lose. And so you ended up experiencing the effects of unmet expectations, everything outside of being everything you wanted to be. And even worse, the example that it ain't easy to escape what you will eventually have to encounter or endure. And it ain't no easy way to express or explain it. Either you get it or you don't. But what you don't change, you choose.